Welcome to the Freeport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your June 22nd wrestling results. 2014, June 22nd, Florida Rumble from Full Impact Pro Wrestling. Due to an injury suffered by Jason Rance on Saturday night at the I Believe in Wrestling show, there has been a change to the event. Instead of Florida Heritage title match for the winner of the Florida Rumble, the final two men in the Florida Rumble will earn an open the United Gate Tag title match against Lance and Harlem Bravado. The order of elimination in the Florida Rumble match will determine many of the matches on the show. Match number 1, the 2014 Florida Rumble, with the final two wrestlers earning an open title, opening the United Gate title match against the Bravado brothers. The two men will start the 2014 Rumble are Lance Dorado and John Skyler. Skyler attacked Dorado before the bell rang and he punched Dorado. Dorado with chops and punches were followed by another chop. Dorado was sent over the top, but he lands on the apron. Dorado kicks Skyler from the apron and then he brings Skyler to the apron with a head scissor. Then they fight on the apron while hanging on. Skyler clotheslines Dorado back into the ring. Skyler is set to the apron and Dorado with a kick. Skyler with a spear through the ropes. Skyler kicks Dorado in the corner, and then he tries to send Dorado over the top to the floor. Dorado holds on to the ropes and stays in the ring. Dorado gets Skyler over the top rope, but then he hangs onto the ropes, and then he brings himself back in. Skyler chops Dorado and sends him into turnbuckles. Skyler with a chop, but Dorado with a kick and a chop. Dorado tries to eliminate Skyler, while Zane Riley makes his way to the ring as the third participant in the match. Riley breaks the eyes of Dorado and saves Skyler. Dorado kicks Riley and Skyler. Dorado with a chop to Riley, but Skyler chops Dorado. Dorado ducks a double clothesline attempt and hits a double back elbow. Dorado bounces off Riley and Riley kicks Dorado in the corner. Riley picks up Skyler and then they try to eliminate Dorado, but it fails. Dorado punches and chops to Skyler and Riley. Skyler stays in the ring and Dorado is sent to the apron, but he stays in the ring. Earl Cooter is fourth man in, and he joins Riley to work over Skyler. Riley tries to throw Dorado over the top rope, but Dorado holds on to the ropes. Skyler with a forearm to Riley, followed by punches. Cooter kicks Dorado in the corner while Skyler tries to pick up Riley. Riley bites Skyler's head while Dorado jumps on Cooter's chest. The fifth entrance is Eddie Graves. As he makes his way to the ring, Dos Medeiros attacks him from behind. Teddy Stigma comes out to help his tag team partner. And they fight outside outside the ring while Cooter, Skyler, Riley, and Dorado continue to battle inside the ring. Cruz and Graves fought through the crowd while Stigma and Rios continue to fight at ringside. Cruz sends Graves into the wall. There's a fight to the back. The action continues in the ring as Dorado and Skyler try to eliminate Riley, but Cooter makes the save. The next entrant is Josh Hess, who gets shot by Dorado, and then he nails a wedgie, and he gets a wedgie and is sent to the apron. But MSL keeps him from going to the floor. Skyler punches Hess and connects with a knee in the corner. Riley gets Dorado, but Dorado holds on to the ropes. Brett Giddens is the next entrant in the match. While Hess connects with a shot to Cooter, Giddens comes in and takes care of everyone in the ring, and he hits a Uranage on Dorado. Everyone goes after Giddens, and they eliminate Giddens, so he's the first one out. Hess takes credit for the elimination, so Riley takes offense at that, and Hess is eliminated. Second elimination. And Skyler works over Riley, and Dorado joins in. Jesus De Leon is the next entrant into the match. Cooter with a splash of Skyler, followed by a splash from Riley. Riley is eliminated by De Leon. Cooter fights off Skyler, and he tries to go after De Leon. Dorado chops Cooter. Skyler wants to show how well he can chop, so he chops Cooter. De Leon chops Cooter, but Dorado and Skyler try to eliminate De Leon, but De Leon holds on to the ropes. Next entrant is Johnny Andel. Cooter knocks De Leon off the apron and eliminates him. Vandal. Johnny Vandal. Vandal goes after Cooter while Skyler and Dorado battle. Vandal with chops. Vandal punches Scooter while Dorado sends Skyler to the apron. Skyler is somehow able to stay in the match, and he returns to the ring and goes after Dorado's mask. Dorado counters a slam attempt, and he sends Skyler to the apron. Vandal eliminates Scooter. Jason Cade is out next and the next into the match. Cade goes after Skyler while Vandal works over Dorado with kicks. Skyler chops Cade while Vandal goes after Dorado but Dorado moves on a crossbody attempt, and Vandal goes over the top rope to eliminate himself. Dorado with a chop and an enziguri to Cade, and then Dorado with a running drop kick to Skyler. Skyler with a back heel kick, and then he tries to powerbomb Dorado to the floor, but Skyler is eliminated. Cade eliminates Dorado. The next entrant is Aaron Salo. The tag team partners square off in the ring while they are in the ring. The Savages and those Pendejos come back into the building and continue their brawl. Cade and Salo watch the action from the safety of the ring while the brawl continues on the crowd. The next entrant is Maxwell Chicago, and Salo tries to eliminate Cade, and Cade is a little angered. Maxwell discusses strategy with Cade and Salo, but does not work. And Cade and Salo decide to double team Chicago. Cade is eliminated by Chicago. Chicago puts Salo on the top turnbuckle. Then the next participant is Rich Swann. Chicago holds the ropes open for Swann, but Swann thinks it might be a trap, but they shake hands. Swann punches Chicago and he kicks Salo. Swann with a scissor kick to Salo. Chicago wants to know which Swann changed, but Swann says that he is the same person. Swann kicks Chicago, but Salo kicks Swann. Chicago puts himself over the top rope to the apron, and he teases eliminating himself as Aaron Salo pulls Chicago up, and Salo is eliminated. Kayla Conley is the next entrant. Conley punches Chicago, but Swann sends Conley into the turnbuckles. Swann and Chicago climb the turnbuckles to punch Conley, and they give 20 punches of doom. Swann woos around the ring, and Chicago wonders where his buddy went. Conley with a back heel kick to Swann, and Chicago hangs from the ropes. Joey Ryan is the next entrant. Conley tries to eliminate Chicago, but Maxwell holds on for his life. Swann with an enziguri to Ryan, and Chicago tries to eliminate Conley, but it does not work so well. Ryan kicks Swann, then gives a sexy party. Conley with a knee to Chicago's midsection. Conley with forearms to Chicago, and he sends him into turnbuckles. Ryan talks to Conley about trying to win, but Conley attacks Ryan, and he sends Ryan to the apron. Swann kicks Ryan and then drop kicks Ryan off the apron to eliminate him, while Maxwell Chicago is eliminated by Conley. Winners, Rich Swann and Caleb Conley. Mr. St. Lawrence says that Josh Hess is the worst client he has ever had. Mr. St. Lawrence says that he wants Josh to prove him wrong. He has seen the greats, but he is not great. If he proves him wrong tonight, he will think about Josh possibly not being the worst. Match number 2, Josh Hess with Mr. St. Lawrence versus Brett Giddens. Hess avoids Giddens when Giddens wants to lock up, but he turns around and Giddens hits the F5 for the 3 count. Giddens wins the match. Those Pendejos make their way to the ring and they take the mic. They call out Eddie and Teddy. Then they say that this has been going on too long. They are looking for exposure at their expense. They attack the things that they love at their expense. Are they trying to get over with awesome looking videos? They challenge Stigma and Graves to a match. Match number 3, Los Pendejos, that's Cruz and Rios, versus Eddie Graves and Teddy Stigma. All 4 men battle briefly in the ring before things go to the floor. Stigma and Cruz battle while Rios and Graves fall on the outside of the ring. Cruz sends Stigma into the guardrails as Cruz changes his focus to Graves while Rios and Stigma battle. Cruz hits Stigma in with a beverage, and then Cruz and Rios work over Graves. Cruz with a forearm to Stigma's back. Cruz and Rios with a double hip toss. That sends Stigma off the ropes, and he falls to the floor. Cruz with a kick to Graves in the ring. They hit a double kick to the knees, followed by another drop kick and a double drop kick. Graves flails at Cruz and Rios to stop their assault. Stigma gets in the ring, and he goes after Cruz and Rios. Cruz hits Stigma from behind, and they send Stigma over the top rope to the floor. Cruz with a round kick followed by a drop kick from Rios. As Rios holds Graves. Forward kick from Cruz as Rios gets a near fall on Graves. Rios with a Gazuka kick, but Stigma stops Rios from hitting a springboard move. The referee keeps Cruz on the apron while Graves works over Rios' hamstring. Stigma tags in and he kicks Rios. Stigma kicks Rios in the leg, and the referee warns him. Graves hits Rios while Stigma distracts the referee. Stigma slams Rios' leg into the apron. Rios with punches, but Stigma with a knee to the head. Stigma with an Irish whip, but Rios' leg gives out. Stigma with a boot to Rios' head, and then gets a near fall. Rios counters with a powerbomb, but a powerbomb with a sunset flip for a near fall. Cruz was knocked off the apron, so Rios is unable to make the tag. Graves tags in and flies figure four leg lock. Stigma adds extra leverage to the hold. Cruz hits a frog splash to get Rios out of the hold. While the referee was arguing with Stigma, Cruz and Stigma tag in, and Cruz with a seated senton followed by a head scissor. Cruz with a running forearm to Stigma, and then tries for O'Connor roll, but Stigma holds on to the ropes. Cruz with a kick from the apron, then goes up top for a crossbody and gets near fall. Cruz with a thrust kick, but Stigma with a European uppercut to Cruz. Then he tries to press Cruz over his head, but Cruz gets away and hits a tornado DDT, and he gets near fall, but Stigma up the cover. Cruz chops Graves and Stigma with a boot to Cruz, and then they hold the belly to back suplex and neckbreaker combination for a near fall that is broken up by Rios. Graves misses Rios, so it goes over the top to the floor. Cruz with knees to Graves while Cruz and Stigma exchange forearms and European uppercuts in the ring. Stigma with a kick and a punch, but Cruz with a running forearm. Stigma with a forearm in the corner. Stigma misses the boot in the corner. And Cruz hits a swanton followed by a 450 splash from Rios. But Graves pulls the referee out of the ring. Cruz with a suicide dive on Graves, and the referee calls for the bell. No contest. Match number 4, Jason Cage versus Aaron Solo. They shake hands and start the match, but Cage and Solo each get quick near falls on roll-ups. Solo with a knee and a forearm to the back. Cage with an arm drag out of a wheelbarrow. Then he tries for a drop kick, but Solo blocks it and gets a near fall. Solo punches Cage and sends him into turnbuckles. Solo with kicks in the corner, and but Cage with punches. Cage with a European uppercut. Solo with an Irish whip and a clothesline in the corner. Solo gets a near fall. Solo with a reverse chin lock. Solo sends Cage to the mat as he continues to dominate his tag team partners. Cage blocks a charge in the corner, and then he connects with a knee, but Solo with a back elbow for a near fall. Solo punches Cage, and the referee warns him. Solo stretches Cage. Cage with kicks into Solo, followed by a leaping knee. Cage with a clothesline, followed by a kick in the corner, and then a leaping round kick and a fisherman suplex for a near fall. Cage nails a thrust kick, followed by a round kick. But Solo with a regal flex for a near fall. Solo misses a splash in the corner, and Cage is stopped by Solo. Solo with an exploder suplex into the turnbuckle for a near fall. Solo gets on Cage's shoulders, but Cage with a victory roll for the 3 count. After the match, they just shake hands and hug. Jason is interviewed after the match, and he says that he did get the victory, but they are still a tag team, and they will continue their road to the FIP tag titles. Match number 5, Zane Riley with Earl Cooter versus Jesus De Leon. Jesus with a series of kicks in the leg. De Leon with another kick, but Riley backs Jesus in the corner, and Riley with a knee. Riley with an Irish whip, but De Leon floats over. Riley with a shoulder tackle and a back elbow. Riley uses his shirt to smother De Leon, and then reaches low for De Leon. Riley with a chop to De Leon. Both men go for clothesline at the same time. Riley then gets a body block stop De Leon. Riley goes to the turnbuckle, but De Leon pulls Riley to the mat. De Leon with a drop kick to Riley's head. De Leon with a round kick followed by an arm breaker. Riley gets his foot on the ropes to break it pin. Riley punches De Leon and then hits a jaw breaker. De Leon goes for a German suplex, but he cannot get Riley up. Riley nails an elbow, but De Leon with a drop kick. De Leon with a kick to the back of the leg. De Leon with a waist lock, but Riley with a roll up. De Leon nails a German suplex and he gets a near fall. De Leon with a kick to Riley, but Riley with a headbutt. De Leon with forearm. Riley with a testicular fall and suplex. Riley with a clothesline and elbow followed by a monkey flip for a near fall. Riley with a splash for a near fall. Riley pulls De Leon up, but he lands on his feet. And De Leon with a Rana that sends Riley to the floor. De Leon hits a suicide dive onto Cooter when Riley moves. Riley misses a dive to the floor and he hits Cooter instead. De Leon hits a side moonsault on Cooter and Riley. De Leon with a crossbody for a near fall. De Leon runs into a shoulder tackle from Riley, and Riley with a cannonball, and he gets a near fall. Riley gets De Leon on the shoulders, but De Leon goes to the apron. De Leon with an enziguri and an DDT. De Leon nails the clothesline follow with a kick to the back for a near fall. De Leon then nails a running forearm. Cooter gets in the way of De Leon, but Cooter misses De Leon, and he accidentally hits Riley. De Leon takes care of Cooter, and then De Leon with a frog splash, followed by a moonsault for the 3 count. After the match, Earl yells at Zayn for losing the match. He says that Zayn had 33 chances and now he is making him look bad. Earl tells Zayn to watch his match. Match number 6, Earl Cooter with Zayn Riley versus Johnny Vandal. Vandal has a kick block by Cooter, and Cooter gives Vandal's foot to the referee to hold before Cooter with a low kick. When the referee was not looking, Cooter with a shoulder tackle and a Rana. Cooter with a head scissor and then a drop kick. Vandal goes to the floor to regroup. Cooter with a pescado on Vandal. Vandal and Cooter exchange forearms on the floor while the referee continues his count. Cooter chokes Vandal and the referee warns Vandal. Cooter continues to fracture a rule or 5. As the referee continues to warn Cooter with an Irish whip, but Vandal floats over and hits a lung blower for a near fall. Vandal with a knee drop to the back. Vandal with a knee to the back. Vandal gets a near fall. Vandal with a knee to the midsection, followed by chops. Vandal with a kick to the back. Vandal with a slam for a near fall. Vandal nails a shoulder in the corner, and then he hits another one, followed by a running shoulder into the corner. Vandal gets a near fall. Vandal with a bow and arrow against the ring post. Vandal with a boot to the head, but Cooter with punches. Vandal punches back, and he kicks Cooter in the midsection. Vandal with a hard Irish whip. Vandal nails a chop in the corner, followed by an Irish whip. Vandal sends Cooter to the apron, but Cooter goes up top and misses a crossbody when Vandal moves. Vandal with punches, but Cooter punches back. Vandal with a kick to the back, followed by a crossbody to the back. Vandal with a round kick for a near fall. Vandal goes up top, but Cooter hits the ropes, and it crosses Vandal. Cooter with a forearm to Vandal, then Cooter climbs the turnbuckles for a superplex. Cooter nails a superplex, but both men are down. Cooter gets a near fall. Vandal with a knee and a forearm, followed by a backbreaker. But the referee is distracted by Riley. Vandal pulls Riley and is fed off the apron as he punches both men. Cooter with a roll up and a handful of tights for the 3 count. After the match, Earl is then interviewed and Earl comments on the accent of the interviewer. Match number 7, non-title match, Shine champion Annalise versus Candace Joey. Before the match starts, Mia Kim and Leva Bates come to the ring. They say that they want to wrestle. Mia suggests that they have a tag title match right now. Match number 7, part 2, Mia Kim and Leva Bates versus Candace Lee and Annalise for the Shine tag title match. Tag title. Leva and Candace start things off as they lock up. Leva with a roll up for a near fall. They lock up, and Candace with a roll up for a near fall. They lock up again, and Leva with a side headlock and a snapmare into a crossbody, into a body scissors. Candace leans back and to get a series of near falls. Leva rolls Candace up for a near fall. Leva rolls Candace around the ring with both men, while both men are dizzy. Women are dizzy. And Candace rolls up the referee instead and makes the Leva count. Candace returns the favor by counting out the referee when Leva covers her. Leva with an arm drag into an arm bar. Candace uses the referee to get out of the hole. Referee warns Candace. Mia and Ivelisse tag in. Mia with a kick to the leg, but Ivelisse kicks back. Ivelisse with a kick to the midsection. Mia with a kick to Ivelisse. They lock up and Ivelisse gets a takedown. Mia with a leg sweep, but Ivelisse kips up. Ivelisse with a back leg sweep, and Mia kips up. Ivelisse with a kick and a side headlock. Candace tags in and Mia with a suplex. Leva tags in and goes up top and connects with a knee to the arm. Mia tags in and hit a double shoulder tackle followed by a double stomp by Leva and a drop kick from Mia for a near fall. Leva tags back in with a hesitation knee and Mia with a cannonball as Leva gets a near fall. Mia tags in, and Mia tries to use Leva for extra leverage, but Candace blocks it and she sends both women face first into the mat. Ivelisse tags in and she chops Mia and follows with a back heel kick and an arm drag for a near fall. Mia with a clothesline to Ivelisse. Leva tags in and she connects with a double sledge to the back. Leva with a body scissor roll up and Mia with a kick to keep Ivelisse down but Leva can not only get a near fall. Mia with a reverse atomic drop followed by a drop kick from Leva. Leva with a kick to the head while Mia held Ivelisse. And Mia got a near fall with a camel clutch on Ivelisse. Mia gets a kick to Ivelisse for a near fall. Leva tags in, but Ivelisse kicks out and flat, followed by a back heel kick. Ivelisse with a guillotine into a DDT for a near fall. Candace and Mia tag in. Candace with a shoulder block from the apron. She goes up top and hits a head scissor. Candace with an octopus with knees to add more impact to the hole. Candace with a head scissor to avoid an attack by Leva. Mia with a spear to Leva by accident, with Mia nailing a clothesline to Leva. And Mia with a suplex to Candace, and all four women are down. Mia chops Ivelisse, but Ivelisse chops back. They continue the exchange, and Ivelisse chops and kicks. Mia with kicks, chops and slaps of her own. Leva with a super kick to Ivelisse, followed by one to Candace. Mia with a package tile driver to Candace for the 3 count. Match number 8, John Skyler versus Let's Dorado. Dorado chops Skyler before the bell rings and continues the attack and sends Skyler into the turnbuckles. Dorado with more chops and shoulders. Skyler with a knee and a side headlock. Skyler with a shoulder tackle and a near fall. Skyler with a side headlock. Skyler with a shoulder tackle. Dorado with a head scissor and a drop kick. Skyler moves and when Dorado charges in the corner. Dorado with a drop kick for a near fall. Dorado chops Skyler and then goes to turnbuckles for a progressive series of moonsaults. But when he goes up top, Skyler moves and Dorado lands on his feet. Skyler with a shoulder from the apron, and then he tries for a spear. Who was with Dorado with a knee, and then he tries for a sunset flip powerbomb, but Skyler holds on. Dorado goes for a suicide dive, but Skyler moves, and he sends Dorado into the guardrail. Skyler throws Dorado towards the mobile studio, and the referee starts his count. Dorado gets back in before the referee gets to the 20 count. And Skyler with a kick to Dorado. Skyler drops Dorado on the top rope. Gets a near fall. Skyler with a seated abdominal stretch on Dorado, but Dorado with a hip toss to get out of the hole. Skyler chops Dorado, and then he gets a near fall again. Skyler with a Irish whip, but Dorado floated over. Skyler sending Dorado to the apron, and then Skyler with a knee to the midsection for a near fall. Skyler slaps Dorado and chopped him. Dorado with a chop of his own, but Skyler with a headbutt and a shoulder in the corner. Dorado punched Skyler and then connected with an uppercut. Dorado with a kick, and then he tried for a springboard but moved. But Skyler with a gut buster and nail and got a near fall. Skyler with a chop, but Dorado chopped back. Skyler with a knee and a forearm to the back. Dorado refuses to beat Irish whip. So Skyler with a forearm. Dorado with a back body drop and a drop kick. Dorado nails a chop, but Dorado with a handspring back elbow. Dorado runs into a boot from Skyler, but Skyler misses the clothesline, and Dorado gets a near fall with a backslide. Dorado with a kick out, then he gets a near fall. Dorado goes up top, but Skyler moves with a Skyler nails a super kick for a near fall. Skyler goes for another, gets another near fall. Skyler with a waist lock, but Dorado with a headbutt to get out, and he gets a standing switch. Dorado with a full Nelson. Skyler catches Dorado when he goes for a handspring move. Dorado with a counter into a roll up, and he gets a near fall after a slam. Dorado with a running drop kick in the corner, and he puts Skyler on top. Dorado sets up for the Super Rana, but Skyler sends him to the apron. Skyler has Dorado on his shoulder, then he hits Super Finley Slam, but only gets a 2 count. Dorado goes to the floor, and the referee starts his count. Dorado returns to the ring with Skyler with punches. Dorado with a Rana for the 3 count. Winner of the match lifts Dorado after the match. Then says that he wants a shot back at his Florida Heritage title. He is now the hunter and the champion is the prey. Match number 9, Joey Ryan versus Maxwell Chicago. Before the match starts, Ryan wants a fan wearing an Impact shirt blown out. Joey asks who wants this lollipop. Maxwell says that he is looking forward to being in a tag match with Joey Ryan. Maxwell is shocked that he did not win the Florida Rumble. Maxwell says that he has been watching Joey for years, and he says that he is one of his heroes. Maxwell offers his hand, and Joey wants to know if he can trust Maxwell. It does not matter because Joey kicks Maxwell and punches him. Joey would kick to Maxwell and chokes Maxwell in the corner. Maxwell with punches that have little impact. Maxwell with a jawbreaker. Maxwell with a second jawbreaker. Joey avoids a third one. Maxwell avoids a kick and gets a near fall with a roll up. Joey avoids a back body drop because Maxwell telegraphed it too much. Maxwell tries to discuss the move with Joey, but he turns around into a jawbreaker. Maxwell screams and runs into a boot from Joey. Joey calls for a tornado DDT, but Maxwell sacks him. Maxwell calls out for the high risk maneuver. Maxwell takes his time setting up for the hold and has trouble climbing the ropes. Maxwell with a weak chop, and then he moves Joey to the middle turnbuckle, but he is still too high. Maxwell with a Rana. Maxwell shakes the ropes and gets a high five from Joey, but Joey with a clothesline followed by knees to the back. Joey punches Maxwell. Joey has a discussion with some fans in the crowd and says he has feelings. Maxwell yells at the fan as well. Joey with shoulders to Maxwell in the corner. Joey asks if people want to see a suplex. Maxwell gives the people a suplex instead. Joey with a thumb to the eye, but Maxwell rakes the eyes. They continue back and forth with eye rakes. Maxwell gets some momentum behind himself for another eye rake. Joey with a clothesline and forearm. Maxwell returns to eye rake. Each man goes for a clothesline. The both men go down. Joey calls for a lariat, but he misses. Maxwell gets in a few clotheslines, followed by a butterfly suplex, and both men go down one more time. Maxwell kicked up. Maxwell with a knee and a standing famouser for a near fall. Joey and Maxwell then discuss the next move, and Joey with a pump handle suplex. Joey runs into an elbow, and then he stops Maxwell with a spine buster, but Joey can only get a 2 count. Joey yells at Maxwell for disrespecting Arn Anderson. Maxwell with a modified side effect for a near fall. Maxwell goes to the turnbuckle. Maxwell goes up to the second turnbuckle, but it was too high for him. Maxwell misses the splash. Then Joey with a super kick and gets the 3 count. Match number 10. Harlem and Lance Bravado versus Rick Swann and Caleb Conley with Sue Young for the Open United Gate Tag Team titles. Before the match, there was some tension between Caleb and Rich, when Rich tries to hold the ropes open for Sue Young. Caleb and Rich continue to argue before the match starts. Swann and Harlem started the match. Harlem asks Swann if he really wants a test of strength with him. Swann keeps switching arms and he starts to dance. They lock up and Bravado backs Swann into ropes and gives a clean break. They lock up again and Swann with a wrist lock. Harlem with a reversal. Swann kicks up and he applies a side headlock. Swann with a drop kick. Harlem goes to the floor and Conley kicks Harlem and connects with a forearm. Conley hits Lance as well. Conley with a knee drop to Harlem and he gets a near fall. Swann tags in and he argues with Conley. About his positioning, Swan gets a snapmare and a kick to the back for a near fall. Conley tags in. And he punches Harlem. Conley with a shoulder to Harlem in the ropes, followed by a double thrust. Swan tags in and they argue over which double team move to use a Swan with a drop kick because Conley wanted a double hip toss. Harlem backs Swan into the corner and Lance tags in and he kicks Swan. Lance chokes Swan in the ropes. Harlem tags back in and he connects with a forearm followed by a double back elbow and double back elbow for a near fall. Harlem with a European uppercut and Lance tagged back in. Lance with a kick to Swan as Harlem tagged back in. Swan takes care of Lance and Harlem and Conley with a clothesline to Lance. Conley with a boot to Harlem and then hits a double drop kick on Lance and Harlem. Conley and Swan go after Lance and Harlem. Conley with a double sledge off the apron onto Lance followed by a chop. Harlem and Swan fight to the mobile studio. Harlem Irish whips Swan into the wall. Harlem hits Conley from behind. Swan punches Harlem and he returns to the ring. Swan punches Harlem and hits a back heel kick. Conley tags in and Conley reverses a atomic drop and a drop kick. Conley with a forearm to Harlem followed by a kick. Lance pulls the ropes down and Conley goes to the floor. Lance tags in and that allows him to distract the referee while Harlem works over Caleb on the floor. Lance with kicks to Conley and he applies a reverse chin lock. Lance sends Conley into the turnbuckle, but Conley slams Lance into the turnbuckle. Harlem makes a tag while the referee sends Swan to the apron. Harlem chokes Conley in the corner. Harlem with a European uppercut and Lance is tagged back in. Lance with a kick to stop Conley's attempt to make the tag. Lance with punches and then he knocks down Swan on the apron. Harlem tags back in and he slams Conley. Harlem with a forearm to Swan. Then he drops Conley on the top rope and when he hits a Yakuza kick to knock Swan off the apron into the guardrail. Both men go for crossbodies at the same time and both men are down. Lance and Swan tag in. Swan with a drop kick to Lance and then to Harlem. Swan runs into a boot, but Swan with an Insecurity and a Rana, followed by a rolling Swan splash for a near fall. Harlem with a clothesline to Swan, but Conley with a kick to Harlem, followed by a chop. Harlem goes to the floor and Conley with a suicide dive onto Harlem. Swan with a pescado onto Lance, but Lance catches him. Lance sends Swan into the guardrails. Harlem with a dive onto Swan on the floor. Lance with a running Liger bomb. For near fall, Harlem tags in they set for the gentleman's agreement, but Conley breaks it up and he takes care of Lance. Conley with a leg sweep and a back 7 times followed by a cutter. Combination by Conley and Swan for a near fall. Swan flips over Lance into the crowd and then he hits Rana on Harlem on the floor. Swan goes up top, but Harlem catches him. Harlem with a running European uppercut and then he sets up for a suplex, but Swan knocks him off. Conley with a TKO followed by a false splash from Swan, but Lance breaks up the pinfall cover. Conley punches Lance and Lance punches back. Conley with chops and Lance with a forearm. Conley with a bicycle kick, but Lance with a forearm. Swan misses a super kick and hits Conley. Lance with a clothesline and bravados hit gentleman's agreement on Swan for the 3 count. So Lance and Harlem Bravado win. After the match, Conley attacks Swan and then Bravado join the attack on Swan. Dos Pendejos, Lance Dorado, and Maxwell Chicago come to the ring to send the Bravados and Conley out of the ring. And that thanks to the results from PW Insider. And now I'll show a video link of Candace Joey show with AJ Styles and Colt Cabana. And more action. There's even a match in the video. As AJ admits that he plays Xbox, a few match highlights, and talks about everything on his show. Pretty funny. Also, who else you see in the video as they even take a ring down and more. The Great Muta and former WWE star Tajiri held a joint press conference in Japan on June 18th. Announcing that regulars from Tajiri's Wrestling New Classic promotion will be appearing for Muta's Wrestle 1 promotion beginning next month because Tajiri's promotion is closing down. So Tajiri noted that he is only the producer of WNC, not the owner, and WNC could be closing down as a promotion. Tajiri, Akira, Jiro Kuroshi, Koji Toy, Yuzuki Kodama, and Lion Fujiwara will begin working with Wrestle 1 at July 1st event, and this will be the second time that Tajiri has ran a promotion that has folded. WNC lasted about 2.5 years, and Smash lasted around 2 years. 625 AAW video, this link of their action from June 25th and June 27th. News, WWNlive.com sent in this. Okay, prepare yourself, get ready for what you're about to read about, hear about the Evolve in Florida. Are you ready? Let's get to it. June 25th, Matt Seidel, formerly known as Evan Bourne, is going to evolve. This is such a natural combination that it doesn't need any hype. We aren't wasting time as we are putting the former Evan Bourne in WWE to the test. Here's his matches. Evolve August the 8th in Weber City, Florida. Matt Seidel versus Johnny Gargano. Evolve 30. That was from Evolve 31, and then Evolve 32, August the 9th from Orlando, Florida, non-title match. Matt Seidel versus the Freedom Gate champion Ricochet. June 25th. We aren't done yet. The news are very excited to announce Drew Galloway, formerly known as Drew McIntyre, is coming to Evolve 31 in Weber City. It will be Drew Galloway versus Trent Beretta, formerly on WWE as well. June 25th, tickets go on sale at www.ggusa.tv for Evolve on August the 8th in Weber City, August the 9th in Orlando, and August the 10th in Jacksonville at noon Eastern Standard Time. The announcements are just the start of things to come for this epic weekend. Get the best seats now or risk getting shut out. June 26th news, Lancaster Championship Wrestling will be hosting the very first inaugural Keystone Cup on Saturday, August the 16th at the Lancaster Host in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. For the first time ever, 5 independent wrestling companies will work together towards this tag team tournament that will crown the first ever Keystone Cup champion. Lancaster Championship Wrestling, the ultimate wrestling experience, Valor Pro Wrestling, Classic Championship Wrestling, and Atomic Championship Wrestling have all agreed to send teams to this event and work together moving forward to make this an annual event. And this video will show, this next video will show a throwback to NWA's Jim Crockett promotion, Crockett Cup. Keystone Cup is like nothing ever done in professional wrestling. While there have been plenty of tournaments, there's never been a time where 5 separate companies have sat down and agreed to come together for such an event. Each company will not only send tag teams to compete, but all 5 will be promoting the event as well. June 27th, results for signing number 20 from Weber City, Florida, the Orpheum. Commentators were Lenny Leonard, Amber Gertner, and recap by Jason Mamako of WrestleView.com. It's announced as the show starts that Lee Von Dutch will not be able to wrestle. To make it due to travel issues, but Crazy Mary Dobson will be taking her place. Also, Cherry Bomb could not make it due to travel issues, so the 4-way tag number 1 contenders match will now be a triple threat match without the Kimber Bombs. 4-way number 1 contenders match for the Shine Tag titles. Winners face the Lucha Sisters later on in the show. The Buddy System of the Punk Rock Ragdoll, Heidi Lovelace, and Solo Darling. With the Scream Queen Daphne versus legendary Malaya Osaka and Brandy Wine versus the S&S Express, Sassy Steffi and Jessie Bell Smothers. With the Gem City Queen, Nevaeh versus Kimberly, representing the Kimber Bombs. Kimberly comes up before the match and says Cherry Bomb is on a plane here, and because tonight is my birthday, Osaka grabs the mic and says she doesn't care. Kimber isn't good enough to wrestle by herself, and nobody wants her here. We are legendary, and Leilani Kai is watching our backs. So stay out of our way, Kimber says. She doesn't care, and will wrestle this match alone. Then the Kimber Bombs will face the Lucha Sisters later on tonight when Cherry Bomb gets here. Kimber with a slam to Wine early, hip toss to Solo, and an arm drag to Bell. By Kimber. It's around Kimber, but Steffi and Hosaka wipe each other out. Leilani is on the apron and is Heidi with a series of strikes to Stephanie. Solo win. Lucha style arm drag to Steffi. As Bell and Heidi tag in. Heidi with a head scissor. Says Bell in the corner. Solo is in. Walk up by Bell. Walk up. Bell's back and hits the back 10 times for a near fall. Heidi is in. But Bell with a shot to the throat. Series of shoulders to the ribs. Steffi tags in. Steffi is with a takedown into a last chance three. Wine breaks up the submission. Bell is in. Back rake to Heidi. Watch the next week for a near fall. Stephanie is in. Sliding lariat to the back of Heidi's head for a near fall. Snapmare and a kick to the back. But Osaka stops the series of scissor stop. Wine is in and gut shot to Heidi. Uppercut by Wine for a near fall. Seated surfboard applied. With Wine positioning Heidi onto her feet. Osaka is in as Heidi's tagged in Kimber. Osaka pulls at Kimber's face, then chokes her in the ropes. Ref is with Osaka allowing Leilani to choke Kimber. Osaka with a flying forearm for a near fall. Kimber fights back with a chop. Stephanie is in. Brings Osaka in the hard way for a near fall. Osaka with a gut shot. Steffi is set off the turnbuckles. Wine is in with a snapmare. Then Wine pulls at Steffi's hair. Ref is with Leilani. But Bell breaks up the pin. Bell and Hosaka is in. But Hosaka with a headbutt. Hosaka with a hair mare. Heidi is in, but Hosaka with a series of right hands. Heidi with a sunset flip. Forward near fall. Hosaka chokes Heidi in the ropes when Leilani bites Heidi's arm. Commentary makes a reference to soccer player Suarez, who did the same thing recently. Double team by SNX Express to Heidi. Then Steffi applies a double stretch and uses Bell for leverage. Heidi gets out with a hip toss, but Steffi reapplies it and uses the legendary for help. Heidi gets free, but legendary takes control. Osaka is in. Series of strikes to Steffi and Leilani with a soccer kick to Heidi on the outside. Seated surfboard applied by Osaka to Steffi. Bell tries to come in, but she gets tripped up in the ropes. Steffi avoids the charge, but then Nevaeh gets a shot in with Osaka. Ref is with Steffi. Allows Nevaeh to choke Osaka. Bell gains a near fall. Bell with a shot to Kimber, then hits an eye poke to Osaka for a near fall. Stephanie is in a series of knee strikes out of a cravat. Kimber is in, delayed suplexes Osaka. Heidi breaks up a pin. Osaka fights back. Then Leilani trips up Kimber. Double door buster by a legendary on Kimber. Then Leilani pulls Daphne off the apron. Osaka gets a pin on Kimber for the win. Winners and number one contenders to the Shine Tag titles. Legendary by Paul. Courtesy of the double door buster. Legendary celebrates their win afterwards. And they will face the Lucha Sisters later on tonight for the Shine Championship. Crazy Mary Dobson versus the Ice Queen Amber O'Neil. Amber works over Dobson's arm early on. Dobson reverses out, but Amber regains control. Dobson with a drop toe hold that surprises Amber. Chain wrestling in twos, but Dobson takes her down. Amber misses a clothesline and Dobson with an arm drag. Japanese arm drag and drop kick. Amber avoids the charge and hits his shoulder to the ribs. A chest kick and a series of right hands. Amber catches Dobson in the corner and locks in head scissor, gut shot. Then Amber chokes Dobson in the ropes and slaps her in the back of the head. Chest kick. Then Amber chokes Dobson with her boot. Dobson comes back with a series of knees to the ribs, but Amber with a clothesline. Amber unloads with right hands from the mount position. Then chokes Dobson. Amber gains a 1 count. Amber slams Dobson's head off the mat. Then hits an elbow drop to the back for a near fall. Dobson sent off the turnbuckle. Then Amber goes up top with her. Dobson knocks Amber off with a headbutt. Then Dobson with a tornado DDT. Strike exchange. Dobson gains an advantage. Dobson with a clothesline and a back elbow. Axe kick. Dobson fires up. Iron Hurricane variation by Dobson for a near fall. Amber counters with a clothesline attempt with an STO for a near fall. Amber with a corner clothesline, then calls for the booty bounce. But Dobson gets up. Dobson kicks Amber off. Then heads up top. Crossbody by Dobson for a near fall. Amber comes back with a jawbreaker. Then hits Amber alert, but Dobson kicks out. Amber can't believe it. Amber goes outside and grabs the chair. Amber with a chair shot to the back, and the referee calls for the bell for the disqualification. Crazy Mary Dobson wins by DQ. More chair shots by Amber to the back of Dobson afterwards. Amber makes a gun motion and feigns to the head of Dobson. Amber says to the camera, "That's how I do things around here now." Afterwards, and leaves. Crowd gives Dobson an ovation as she leaves. The Arctic Wolf, Justine Silver versus Sue Young with the prize, April Hunter. Sue pie faces Silver early on. Silver goes for a side headlock, but Sue shoves her off. They go at it and tie up, and then roll out to the outside. They get back in at the same time. Then Silver with a toe hold, and Sue was distracted by Hunter on the outside. Silver with a spinning head scissors and a monkey flip. Silver with a snap bear takeover, followed by a basement drop kick. Silver runs into a boot, but comes back with a forearm. Sue with a fast press and unloads with a left and a right hand from mounting position. Silver goes to the outside to regroup. Hunter gets a Silver face and tells her to sit down. This allows Sue to come off the apron with a rolling senton. Back in, Sue gains a near fall. Silver sent off the turnbuckles, then Sue with a chest kick. Sue chokes Silver with a boot in the corner. Ref is with Sue, allowing Hunter to pull at Silver's hair. Sue walks around with Silver and hits a side slam for a near fall. Silver comes back with a sunset flip for a near fall. Sue goes up for the yellow fever, but Silver quickly gets to the ropes. Sue then applies a rocking horse variation, but Silver does not give up. Sue gains a near fall. Sue places Silver in the tree of woe and hits a series of kicks to the back. Silver tries to get a boot up off a charge, but Sue catches it and pulls her leg back. Sue gains another near fall. Hunter is on the apron, and then Sue puts on a white glove. Sue locks in the purge. Metal claw then applies the yellow fever. Silver is out. Sue wins the match by submission. Yellow fever. Sue Young. Sue and Hunter celebrate her win afterwards. Sign 18 return match. Portugal's perfect athlete, Shauna versus La Rosa Negra. With Naomi Vasquez in her corner. Shauna comes out with Brazilian soccer attire, along with a soccer ball. Shoving match starts. A slap exchange. Rosa with a Japanese arm drag and a hip toss. Running forearm in her corner. Then Rosa with a hot kick to the chest. Tiger flip over the back. Rosa slides under Shauna's legs and takes Shauna down. A knuckle lock applied, but Shauna counters with an arm drag with a power bomb. Rosa with an arm drag. Shauna headbutt. Heads out to the outside to regroup. Speaker box on the outside and Rosa goes after her, but Shauna sends her into the steel steps. Shauna gets in the face of Vasquez and dares Vasquez to hit her. Rosa sent into a speaker box on the outside and gets back in the face of Vasquez. Rosa sent again into the speaker box, back in. Shauna with a soccer kick to the ribs and a kick to the head. Another soccer kick to the ribs, followed by a chest kick. Crowd chants for Rosa. Rosa fights back, but Shauna with more kicks. Snapmare with a pair of running leg drops for a near fall. More kicks by Shauna, followed by Northern Lights for a near fall. Rosa fights back with a gut shot, but Shauna with more soccer kicks to the ribs. Right hands are stomped by Shauna in the corner. Then has words with the ref, kicks to the face. Then Shauna grabs her soccer ball. Shauna stomps away and Rosa in the corner. Then as the ref is with Vasquez. Shauna kicks a goal into Rosa. Shauna gains a near fall. Jacket sleeper applied, but Rosa fights out with knees to the head. Strike exchange. Rosa gains the advantage. Two back elbows and a flying back elbow in the corner. Springboard back elbow off the middle rope by Rosa for a near fall. Rosa with a cradle. Gordon Buster for a near fall. Shauna slips out of a counter roll. Hits a big forearm for a near fall. This is awesome chant. Breaks out by the crowd. Shauna with a lifting double arm DDT, but Rosa kicks out. Shauna argues with the ref, but it allows Rosa to hit the Samoan drop. We see that Rosa's mouth has been busted open. Rosa hits up top, but Shauna crotches her. Shauna places her in trio low and hits a big kick to the back. Vasquez tries to stop Shauna from heading up top, but the ref stops her. Shauna heads up top. Perfection injection. Shauna wants the soccer ball again and goes for another kick, but the ref stops her. Vasquez gets Rosa free, then lays Shauna out with a right hand. False splash by Rosa for the win. Rosa and Vasquez celebrate her win afterwards. The Gem Queen, City Queen, Nevaeh versus Candace LeRae. This is Candace's Shine debut. Candace is known for her time as Pro Wrestling Gorilla. Out in California, Candace avoids the clotheslines early by Nevaeh. It takes her down, series of forearms by Candace, but Nevaeh comes back with a big forearm for a near fall. Snap suplex by Nevaeh for a near fall. Chin lock applied. Candace fall back. Nevaeh with a back club, snapmare, rolling neck snap, and a side clothesline by Nevaeh for a near fall. Nevaeh stops away at Candace, then choked her on the ropes. More choking by Nevaeh, followed by a side slam for a near fall. Nevaeh is starting to get frustrated. Crowd is chanting for Candace as Candace fights back with forearm. Nevaeh misses the clothesline and Candace with a sprinting hits a sunset flip for a near fall. Basement Meteora by Candace for a near fall. Nevaeh comes back with a hair mirror. Nevaeh talks trash to Candace, then stops a mud hole in Candace and walks it dry. Series of shoulders to the ribs by Nevaeh, followed by another hair mirror. Crowd again chants for Candace. Candace fights back, but Nevaeh rakes her eyes. Nevaeh has words with the ref, then chokes Candace again. Nevaeh runs into boots. Then Candace with a crossbody off the middle rope. Candace avoids the corner chop, but Nevaeh with STO on the apron. Baseball slide by Nevaeh. Candace avoids a elbow drop when she gets back in. Candace fights back with her forearm, but Nevaeh shoves her off. Nevaeh chokes Candace again with a boot. Crowd again wheels on Candace. Big chops by Nevaeh in the corner. Nevaeh taunts the crowd, but Candace fights back and treats Nevaeh to a violent party. Ran out of the corner by Candace, followed by a swinging neck breaker for a near fall. Candace goes for the ball plex, but Nevaeh slips out. Alabama slam, then Nevaeh catches Candace going over and hits a wheelbarrow suplex. Nevaeh gains a near fall. Candace slips out of the Gem City driver and locks in an octopus, but Nevaeh got to ropes. Candace places Nevaeh up top, but Nevaeh fought Candace off. Nevaeh goes for the chin checker, but Candace countered out with a leg roll up for the win. Candace LeRae wins by pinfall. Then Candace celebrates with her win afterwards, and she can't believe her win. Sounds like the Believe for Bo Dallas. Signed tag team title match. Legendary Malia Hosaka and Brandy Wine with Malala Kai versus Lucha Sisters. The Brazilian Barbie, Mia Kim, and Leva Bates, dressed as Warpath and Blink from X-Men. Must be Halloween early. Legendary grabs the tag title belts from the ref before the bell. Yim and Wine start the match. Chain wrestling early on. Leva in, double team thump to the arm of Wine. Leva goes shoulder to shoulder, but Wine takes her down. Hosaka tags in. Leva drops her body weight across Hosaka's arm. Yim is in. Takes Hosaka down with an arm bar. Yim switches to a foot chancery. Hosaka fights back, but Leva tags in. Double hip toss by the Lucha Sisters. Leva gains a near fall. Hosaka's back in with a forearm. Then sends Leva off Wine's boot. Yim and Hosaka slug out. Then Wine chokes Leva in the ropes. Leva in the rope. Leilani comes in and yells at the ref. Lucha Sisters avoid clothesline by Legendary and do Spidey moves in the ropes, causing Legendary to sail to the outside. Legendary avoids stereo baseball slides and regain control of the match. Back in, Wine with a hair mare to Yim and chokes her with a boot. Ref is with Wine, allowing Leilani to pull Yim's hair. Hosaka then applies a stomach claw on Yim. Yim fights back and hits a drop kick on Hosaka. Leva is in, clothesline and a high knee to Hosaka. Drop kick, but Leva runs into the back elbow. Hosaka misses a clothesline and Leva with a drop kick and a basement bulldog for a near fall. Yim is in. Leva with a drop kick to the knee, camel clutch, punt kick combo by the Lucha Sisters, but Lion breaks up. The pin. Leilani distracts the ref, allowing Hosaka to bite at Leva. Yim kicks at Hosaka, but Wine with a takedown on Leva. SCF variation applied by Wine, then switches to a seated surfboard. Wine draws Yim in, allowing Hosaka to come in. Hosaka traps Leva's arm, then Leilani gives extra leverage. Wine is in, double leg drop to Leva. Slam by Wine, then chokes Leva. Leg drop by Wine for a near fall. Hosaka is in, double Google Leva and lifts her up. Hosaka slams her down, then knocks Yim up the off the apron. Ref holds him back, allowing Wine and Leilani to choke Leva in the ropes. Flying forearm by Hosaka, followed by a big splash, but Yim breaks up the pin. Wine in. 10 like applied, crowd chants on Leva. Leva counters out with a throat breaker. Yim tags in, missile drop kick to Wine, clothesline by Hosaka. Big boot to Wine, head kick, and a drop kick to Hosaka. Hosaka sent to the outside, then a series of strikes to Wine. Spinning back fist, and a jumping suplex to Wine for a near fall. Shiraniu by Leva, but Hosaka gets Leva to the outside. Yim goes for Lucha Strong, but Leilani puts up at her feet. Wine pins Yim and then wins the title. Winners and new Shine Tag Team Champions, Legendary Lucha Sisters are livid afterwards as they argue at the ref for Leilani's cheating. Legendary celebrates their title retention. Well, not new tag team titles. Well, last one standing. I'll give the results of last woman standing match. The AK-47 will let Allison Kay with the prize April Hunter versus the Havoc Death Machine, Jessica Havoc. As Allison got to her feet by the count of 10, getting her win. Winner of the match, AK-47, Allison Kay. Havoc to her feet afterwards as it has the scissors. Allison tries to run, but Havoc stopped her and cut off a good chunk of Allison's hair. Allison runs out, livid about losing a chunk of her hair as Havoc stands tall. And I'll have to continue. I'll go for the main event. The devious one, Serena Deeb with the prize, April Hunter versus the Huntress Ivory. And I'll just give you the main. Serena goes for the spear, but Ivory catches her in a front guillotine choke. Serena taps, but the referee didn't see it. Serena gets to the ropes. Serena sends Ivory to the outside. Ivory then sends Serena knees first into the steps. Back in. Ivory gets into the fall. Front guillotine choke reapplied by Ivory to the outside. Ivory then sends Serena's knees first into the steps. Back in. Ivory gains a near fall. Front guillotine choke reapplied by Ivory. Serena gets to the ropes. Strike exchange from the mount. Then they unload with strikes with another. Serena's nose is busted open as a two breakaway. Then unload with strikes with another. They go after one another again. The bell sounds as we have gone the full 1 hour time limit. And it goes to a time limit draw. Two tear each other down, exchange words, and the show ends. That's it for my video. Peace out. God bless. See you one more video. If you didn't know, you better call me, bro.